Nick Foles and company driving down the field against the NFL's best defense on their own home turf. Nick Foles finds a way to get it done with 56 seconds left. The touchdown pass to Golden Tate. They missed the two-point conversion. The score was 16-15. Tariq Cohen with the 35-yard return. Mitch Trubisky throwing the pass to Allen Robinson to get the Bears into field goal position, and then it came down to a 43-yard attempt by Cody Parkey. It apparently got tipped, although if it got tipped, it did not get tipped by much. It was a very minor adjustment to the flight of the ball, but it was enough to send it careening into the upright. It fell down and hit the crossbar. It could have gone either way, and it landed in the end zone. And Chris Sims, my brain would not process it. I kept expecting Tony Corrente to come on and tell me something else had happened than what I saw, or that something else had occurred. There was some sort of a second chance that Cody Parkey was going to get, that was not going to be the outcome. Eagles 16, Bears 15, but that was the outcome. Bears go home, Eagles advance.
It was watching it live when it first hit the left upright. And went down, I thought it was going through, and I didn't, you really couldn't tell on TV whether it bounced forward or backwards at first. So I had thought it was bouncing backwards until, of course, you realize it hit the goal line or whatever after bouncing off the crossbar. But
that's a great point. I thought when I saw it hit the crossbar, it was going over.
I did.
I was stunned when it landed in the end zone.
Exactly right. I saw it, and I'm sitting there going, oh, my God. I yelled out of my house. I said, oh, my God, he made it. I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, oh, no, I'm wrong. But regardless, I found the game style refreshing. Okay, this is why I like playoff, low-scoring football. You could see not only the intensity through both teams, but you could feel the pressure on the field because it was a 10-9 game, and it was so close throughout that every decision that was made by the coaches and the quarterbacks, you knew was going to affect the overall game. Where sometimes you get in shootouts and it's just back and forth, But regardless, the story of the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles coming through again, I sit here in amazement talking about it. I mean, it goes to what I said at the opening. You couldn't write this stuff. And then added to that, okay, the guy we were worried about on Chicago all year, Cody Parker, okay, he comes back to bite him in the butt. The other guy they worried about in Chicago, Mitchell Trubisky, played phenomenal football. And if you told me the Chicago Bears defense had a 15-10 lead with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, I would have said, well, the Bears are going the divisional playoff round. And the unit that brought them there did not get it done in the biggest moment of the year, and now the Eagles move on.
And by the way, I've worried about you all year, too, actually,
Thank
for
you.
2 seasons now. It's Parkey, not Parker.
Oh, did I say
Parkey.
it? Did I do it again? Did I say it? I've said it
3
You've
times
done it
so far.
4 times already.
Well, when I
Yes.
hit I'll say it maybe 6 times to match the number of double doinks he's had this year.
It's very important that on days like this, we get the GOAT's name right. It's Cody Parkey. And to
Cody
his credit,
Parkey.
after the game, Cody Parkey owned the miss. Here he is
He
speaking
did.
to reporters.
You can't make this up. I mean, I feel terrible. Let the team down. That's on me. So I have to own it. I have to be a man, and it's unfortunately that's the way it went today.
I mean, a lot of people are giving him credit for, facing the music. I don't know what other alternative he had. It's not like he was going to escape. I mean, I mean, every once in a while, a star player finds a way to sneak out of the locker room. That guy wasn't getting out of that locker room, and it's good. He turned, he faced it, and
Yes.
And I mean, what can you do? And I don't think he realized in that moment the ball was tipped. I don't know if that makes it any better.
Right.
But if the ball's tipped, it's a little easier to understand why it didn't go through. But upright crossbar lands in the end zone, and the Chicago Bears season is over after a 12-4 magical ride. And let me tell you, Chris.
Yeah.
People in Chicago were so caught up in this team. It was 1985 all over again. They just presumed the Bears are going to punch their ticket against the Eagles. And we said it last week, be careful what you wish for, right? They had a chance to kind of lay down, let the Vikings come to town. I think they would have made quick work of the Vikings yesterday. They let the defending champs with the horseshoes stuck in a place horseshoes don't ordinarily go
Right.
come to town. and oh yeah, we're fine. You're not fine. And I'm telling you, people I talk to in Chicago, oh yeah, that's not. I do 2 spots every week on 670 The Score in Chicago, and I was on there Friday, and I made my case for why I thought the Eagles were going to win. And when I was done, they didn't have anything to say. They just moved on to the next topic. Like, yeah, okay, all right, fine, idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, but we've seen this movie enough times with Nick Foles that we know it's viable. That even if the Bears were going to win that game, it wasn't going to be just show up and win. You're going to have to fight and scratch and claw because the Eagles are not going to lay down for anybody.
Yeah, no, they're not. And they match up with anybody. And they fix some of the issues that we saw them have problems with, midway through the year or even later into the year, right around when Carson Wentz got hurt. Nick Foles has been phenomenal. We know that. He's also been the beneficiary of, taking over the team when the defensive line finally got 100% healthy. The offensive line got 100% healthy. But the Eagles are dangerous. And this is the team I think we thought we would all see all year long. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mean, I didn't really still buy in until I saw yesterday. I really didn't. I thought, okay, they got a little magic going. I know they're dangerous, but they played 3 teams the last 3 games of the year that they kind of matched up well with. But no, I'm a believer now. They are dangerous. This is a different football team. And I'll go back to something like Tony Dungy has said the last 2 weeks, Mike, that Nick Foles has kind of forced them to play back to their strengths as a football team. And they do run the ball. They use the short passing game as an extension of their run game. He's been phenomenal at throwing the ball under pressure. And the Eagles' defense and young secondary with it being banged up has been phenomenal here the last few weeks. They've really, I got to give the coaches of the Philadelphia Eagles a ton of respect because they have fixed so many of the issues they had on their team schematically in a very short time and got this team turned around and believing and thinking they're going to go back on another Super Bowl run.
We had the conversation several weeks ago after the Eagles beat the Rams, and we started to recognize that maybe there's something special about the Eagles with Nick Foles on the field. You had the assessment, and I believe this is accurate, that Carson Wentz is the better quarterback, but the Eagles are the better team when Foles plays because they don't get fascinated by and infatuated with and smitten by everything Wentz can do and deviate from their game plan like they do often with Wentz. They can just continue to go about their business with Foles, and it makes them a better team. And I think that's the key. And we're creeping closer and closer to that moment where it's time to have the conversation about the future. And the moment is not here yet. But a week from now, it may be, because 48-7 was the score when Carson Wentz took the Eagles down to New Orleans.
I know.
If Nick Foles takes the Eagles there, and the spread right now is 9, if they even just cover, they don't have to win. If they keep it within 9 or closer, that's when you have to say, you know what?
Yeah.
I know we gave up everything to move up to 2 back in 2016. I know that Carson Wentz is the guy that we assume is going to be our franchise guy for the next decade, but we got to do what's in the best interest of the team. And what's in the best interest of the team is getting what you can for Wentz and making Foles the long-term answer for as long as he can play. He's still in a position where he's got 6, 7, 8 good years left, minimum, the way quarterbacks are playing into their late 30s.
Right.
Let's just ride with Foles and get what we can for Wentz, recognizing that Wentz, and they went nuts in Philly when I said this earlier this year on WIP, Wentz is damaged goods. And he's more damaged now than he was back in September because he's got this back thing now that they have to worry about.
Yeah, they are. They're coming down to the last hour here of going to be a very interesting conversation. Yeah, whether you're right, they keep it close this week. If they somehow find a way to win, they're going to have some interesting decisions in the Philadelphia, front office about what they want to do going forward. Because I do think you're going to see a backlash or a calling from the Philadelphia fans to go, no, we want Nick Foles. We believe in him. It's really going to be fascinating to see. And getting back to the point, you were saying and kind of giving me credit for that, the team plays different with Nick Foles at quarterback than Carson Wentz. Yeah, the one thing, and I think you've heard me say this, the one thing that I think has changed about the Philadelphia Eagles is they're not afraid of 3rd and 2. And when I say that, when I say they're not afraid of 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3, they're being very patient with their game plan calling and their play calling. Run up the middle. Okay, it's 2nd and 7. Let's throw a screen to receiver. Okay, it's 3rd and 3. Now when they get you in 3rd and 3, that's New England Patriots type of stuff. And then you go, man, it's 3rd and 3. They could run the ball. They could throw a screen. They could throw the ball deep. They could do a little pick route. So they have understood what suits them best and what positions they feel the most comfortable in. And we've seen since Nick Foles has taken over, they're unbelievable on 3rd down. And I think a lot of that is because of the way Doug Peterson's calling the football game and matching it up with Nick Foles' style of play.
Overall for the day, Foles wasn't spectacular.
No.
25 of 40, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 77.7 passer rating. But on that final drive, 12 plays, 60 yards, 6 of 9 for 59 yards, the touchdown to Golden Tate on 4th and goal. And that was such a great sequence of plays. 1st and goal, they run the ball. All right, we got 3 more chances. 2nd and goal, they run the ball. They got 2 more chances. After that 3rd down play, it's like, oh, here we go. And there it was. The first read to Golden Tate. He spoke to Peter King after the game. You can look at Football Morning in America at ProFootballTalk.com for all of Golden Tate's comments about how gratifying it was for him to have the season put in his hands. He got open against Sherrick McManus, caught the pass, and the Eagles win, although they still had to sweat out. And Stats raises a good question. If Cody Parkey makes that kick,
right,
what do the Eagles do at quarterback? Is that the fact that the season got derailed for something unrelated to Nick Foles' play? Are we right now saying, okay, look, they got this far, but Carson Wentz is the guy going forward?
I do think that would have ended the conversation. Out of the fact that, really, the Eagles had a chance at one point to control the game, and Foles' 2 interceptions kind of hurt them in those moments. I mean, there was the one interception where they were kind of on, field goal fringe, maybe in field goal territory, if I remember exactly right. And then, of course, the scrambling or the throw into the back of the end zone when they were definitely in field goal range. Looked like somebody might have hit his arm as he threw it, and he throws an interception into the end zone. Yeah, I think that would have probably ended all of these discussions. And the Philadelphia fan base would have just got, okay, the magic's over, and Wentz is our guy. And I think we would see that Foles has a big market in free agency or wherever he ends up after the season. But now that's changed, and now it's let's see another week and evaluate this team and see what he does. And I just wanted to say one more thing. One of the cool things, Mike, about that 4th down touchdown play, that's a staple West Coast play. That's the play like sprint right option that we've seen Joe Montana roll out and throw the ball in the back of the end zone to Dwight Clark, right? Same type of play. But what they did was they did it with 3 receivers. And I bet just because of the 3 receivers, it's usually 2 receivers, that was just enough nuance to throw Vic Fangio off and the defense and how they set up. And I just don't think they were expecting that concept. And again, just shows the genius of Doug Peterson. Again, in these little moments with these got-to-have-it plays, he finds the correct formations and matchups constantly. He is one of the clutchest coaches I have ever seen in these moments, and there is something to that, and that's why the Eagles are who they are right now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.